So, was Dr. Joanne Cornwell the Madam C.J. Walker of the 20th century? That's something to think about. In this video, I am going to be sharing clips from the Sisterlock world, specifically a couple of interviews and promo videos from Sisterlocks. Now, because I have deep respect for Dr. Joanne Cornwell, this is not the video to watch if you are Team Microlocs and also anti-Sisterlocks, okay? One thing I do not subscribe to is being a cult follower of anyone and anything. The only follower or the only person I follow with my whole entire heart, mind, body, and soul is Jesus Christ, aka Yeshua. So I am not a cult follower, of Microlocs. I'm not a cult follower of Sisterlocks. I just believe in sharing truths. And before I go any further, I'm just going to go ahead and get started into this video. But in this video, you can expect to learn a little bit about the founder of Sisterlocks, Dr. Joanne Cornwell, which I believe she is someone that is of legendary status. And I'll tell you why in this video. So let's get right into it. So in the spirit of Juneteenth, I really decided to do this video because of Juneteenth, because of the transformative effects of the Sisterlock movement that happened back in the 90s. The reason I have so much respect for Dr. Joanne Cornwell is because when she started this back in the 90s, it was from her heart, from her soul. Now, some people out here would have the narrative to say that she stole the idea from African tribes or she stole the idea from, someone else. I don't know any of those things to be fact. And I'm someone that do a little bit of research and I do a little bit of digging and I pay attention with my whole brain. I pay attention with my whole brain and my whole heart. So I don't find any deep facts behind those accusations. What I do know is that no matter if she was inspired by an African tribe or she took this idea from someone who may have been working with her, I have no idea. And if and when I get the facts to back up these accusations, definitely I stand corrected. But over the past almost 30 years, there hasn't been any grounded, substantiated facts to back any accusations behind theft of idea or anything like that. What I do know that, back in the 90s, I was in my teenage years, high school, going on to college years, and I remember Sisterlocks very, very clearly, very well. I remember obsessing over them, researching it on my little dial-up internet, just loving what I saw online and in magazines, and just respecting the person behind the brand. This lady, and my respect has grown for her over the years in that this is someone who was about her business when she was a young woman, and she wanted to give something back to the African American community to help alleviate our stresses and woes with having to assimilate to what appeared to be the standard of beauty. The relaxers, the hot combs, the presses. She literally created a system that allowed Black women to walk in their own beauty and walk in their own power. And it's worked so well over the years that now, we've evolved into the stage of the Microloc stage. And I just feel like some people are out here not giving her flowers. Me personally, over the years, I did see that Sisterlocks was not as inclusive as I would have liked and as I would have dreamed of it being. But it still doesn't mean that we shouldn't give this lady her flowers. I mean, this is legendary status to have created something that is still lasting. People are still in love with it. People are still adoring it. And now it's evolving past what you created or what you started or initiated. No matter how she came about it, whether it's through inspiration, and I really doubt that it was through theft, But until, there's soundproof of that, I stand corrected if that time comes. But up until now, almost 30 years later, I've lived through this movement, and I've lived through this situation where mostly what I see is that this evolution and this movement has been transformative in our culture and transformative for the natural hair world and the hair world for Black women. So I want to give her flowers in this season of Juneteenth. I want to give her flowers, and I want to shine a light on what she started with and what it's grown to. I'm still 120% Team Microlocs because that's what works for me. And from me being behind a chair and experientially dealing with clients, my methods of creating Microlocs has evolved tremendously. And, when I started to do Microlocs, it wasn't to disrespect Dr. Joanne Cornwell's system or her trademark or patent, but it was just to perfect a method that I think could have grown past a very exclusive system. There's so much that can be done with Black women's hair, from creating this look with extensions to creating it in different ways. It's just legendary what she started, because the biggest compliment for anyone or for anything is if someone can take a thing and build on it, or even put their own signature on it. So much respect to Dr. Joanne Cornwell, much respect to the Sisterlock world. I still rock with y'all heavy. I rock with y'all heavy because even I have past clients that are, that I used to do their Sisterlocks using the interlock methods. I have educators that work with me that were trained through Sisterlocks, but they now do Microlocs. So I think one way or another, those two worlds are very parallel. But once again, I believe in truths. I believe in giving people their flowers when it is due to them. And because she created something or innovated something so transformative in the Microloc world or in the natural hair industry, I believe this lady deserves her flowers. Comment below, what are your thoughts about the history of Microlocs and the evolution of Microlocs and how it relates to Sisterlocks? Be as kind as possible, because I think all of us deserve a chance to wear our hair the way we deem fit and to evolve past what we've learned to make things better for as many people as possible. And for people to be as comfortable as possible in their own skin without judgment. So take a look at some of these clips over the years that she's done as she's grown her business and as she continued to be a trailblazer. Much respect to her. Much respect to Dr. Joanne Cornwell. If someone shares this video with her, this would be wonderful. I think I have met her in person on occasion, but it wasn't like person to person. It was like, hey, how are you? But she's a very pleasant person. She seems to be very humble, someone with great humility. So watch this clip. Once again, this is in honor of Dr. Joanne Cornwell, her legacy in this season of Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. And I hope you find value in this clip and in this video. But stay tuned. Let's take a look at this clip, okay? I think you're gonna love it.
If I told you that you could have the freedom, fullness, and styleability of a perm and still enjoy a lush and growing head of natural hair without heat or chemicals, would that get your attention? You bet it would. With Sisterlocks, you can. Sisterlocks is a revolutionary new hair locking technique for highly textured hair. African American women of all walks of life are raving about the style, freedom, and versatility of this fabulous new technique. Made up of tiny stylable locks, Sisterlocks won't damage your hair. Instead, this natural hair management system encourages healthy growing hair. Save the beeswax, gels, aloe, and other locking aids for something else, because the Sisterlock system is the neatest, cleanest, most practical locking method yet devised. Is your hair already permed? Don't let that stop you. we can put Sisterlocks in your hair with just 1.5 inches of new growth. You can cut and style Sisterlocks any way you please. You can roll them or curl them with a hot curler if you so desire. They can be worn in cornrows, or you can let them hang naturally. Your choices are almost endless.
When we come back, hair as social comment linked to self-esteem? Well, yes, almost since the beginning of recorded history. So why all the to-do about this do? Find out when San Diego Insider Magazine continues. A San Diego professor has what you could call a unique combination of talents. The learned doctor not only teaches in 2 academic departments, she also runs a business with an international clientele. What kind of business? Well, as Jeannie Rodden is about to show you, taking one look at her gives you your first clue.
Try to capitalize on insights that I'm sure you already have.
Professor Joanne Cornwell teaches Africana Studies at San Diego State.
Give me some ways in which the novel really...
She also teaches French, and she's a walking advertisement for that other thing she does.
When you first tell people that, yeah, you know, I'm a professor at San Diego State and I do hair, you know, they don't obviously see the connection.
The connection is oppression.
Really closely linked to being an oppressed group who has been viewed as, you know, aberrant in so many ways. Something's wrong with your skin color. Something's wrong with your lips. Something's wrong with your nose. You know, something's wrong with your hair.
Starting young, Cornwell tried to do what black women have done through history, make her hair something it wasn't.
Braiding or hair straightening or the chemical relaxers or the curls or whatever was in. I pretty much done it all and never liked any of it.
I see people looking.
Until one day when she invented her own system of natural hair locking.
Because I realized it was going to change everything for black women.
She calls it Sisterlocks. It's like tiny reverse braiding that doesn't use chemicals or heat.
When I first came up with the Sisterlocks, people in the natural hair care industry were telling me that I couldn't do this, that you couldn't make locks this small because they would break. And so they were like looking at me, telling me that what I had couldn't be done.
Cornwell's employees and even her sister have the hairstyle, but clients do have questions.
Is it professional? If I'm looking for a job, what will they think? You know, because it's a lock.
Sharon got Sisterlocks partly to prove a point about natural hair to her daughters, who got caught up early in hair product advertising.
She wants me to buy the Pantene shampoo so her hair can look like that. Baby, your hair's not going to look like that, okay? So it starts early. It really does, because I think as kids, all it takes is for a kid to say, why your hair so puffy? They begin to realize, well, no, my hair doesn't look like yours.
What to do with that fact is what breeds obsession in African American women.
So how often do you change your hairstyle?
Oh, every day, pretty much. Every 6 months or so, I'll have extensions put in, give my hair a chance to relax, and then I take them out in like 2 or 3 months.
When you have your braids like this, you get new growth and you don't want your new growth to be showing, so you change up your hairstyles.
Before you dismiss all this hair stuff as just hair stuff, consider the money.
The fact is that there's a whole product industry that's just booming because we buy all that stuff.
And consider the federal lawsuit against The Braidery on El Cajon Boulevard, an African braiding salon. Employees were cited for not attending expensive cosmetology classes they say were irrelevant to what they do.
They were pulling sting operations and intimidating people. I mean, you would think, you know, we were drug dealers or something.
Cornwell acted as plaintiff. 2.5 years later, she won.
Basically, people in California can open natural hair salons now without fear of being harassed.
Fighting legal battles over hair is worth it, Cornwell says, because Sisterlocks reaches much deeper than the scalp.
It's about so much more than hair. It's about self-esteem, because you can now have something that makes you feel like you can be really you.
Having Sisterlocks creates an intense bond among those who wear the hairstyle, almost like belonging to a special club. So once a year, hundreds come here to San Diego for an emotional homecoming.
Look at your hair. Your hair is so short. Look at your hair. Oh my goodness.
That's Joanne Cornwell on the right with a dramatic new hairstyle. Sisterlocks are proudly displayed here, wherever you look.
It was like hair freedom, all at once. It's like, you mean there's something else I can do with my hair that doesn't involve chemicals that I was allergic to or heat where you burn it out?
The 3-day homecoming features classes for the trainers who do the hair.
That less is more when you're talking about products in Sisterlocks.
And hands-on demonstrations of how to style the locks.
It's not pulling from the scalp area. Can you braid, do the twist like a French braid? You're folding the one on top to the one that you're picking up. Exactly.
So much variety, so much freedom from one little lock.
As black women, we have never had the experience of setting beauty standards for the majority culture, of having somebody come up to us and say, oh man, I love your hair.
You're watching San Diego Insider from Channel 4.
Hair movement is now an international phenomenon, and one of the people on the forefront of this movement with a unique method of styling natural hair is with us to talk about her upcoming event at the RenSun this weekend. We are joined by Detroit native Dr. Joanne Cornwell, creator of Sisterlocks, with a couple of beautiful models who we'll get to shortly. So thank you all for being here, first of all.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having us here, Tati.
Absolutely. Now, you are a Detroit native. What does it feel like to be back home?
Oh man, it feels fabulous. I mean, to think that, X number of years ago, I was a kid running around in the streets, and now with Sisterlocks, we're all over the country. We've got places overseas in Europe and Canada and the Caribbean where we train. It's absolutely incredible.
Right, Sisterlocks is an international phenomenon.
Yes.
Created by a Detroit native. This is a big deal. But for people who don't know what Sisterlocks are, explain to people.
1 minute, right?
Yes, real quick.
They're locks, but they're locks like no others. This is something that coily textured hair tries to do naturally, but we found a way of kind of manicuring the locks so we can make them really small. That means you can do absolutely anything with them, as the gorgeous models can attest to.
Right. I mean, look at your hair. It's beautiful. You're just wearing it flowing.
Yes. And,
right.
You can curl it, you can wear it freestyle, you can color it, you can do whatever you like.
And that's the amazing part. You can color your hair. You don't have to stop, and just change up your style whenever you want to. So let's look at our models. We've got an updo right here.
Yes, Mehmet has just taken her long flowing locks, pulled them up, loosely braided them, and tucked them in a really creative way. So very simple style. I think she's got one pin in her hair.
One pin?
Yes.
One pin.
One pin.
That's it. And one hair pin, and it stays up. Yes.
And you did this yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Okay, I love it. So now I'm gonna walk over here. Now I love this. This is just a free look.
Yes, Debbie's done a twist out. She started out with little Bantu knots, we call them, and then let that set, and then she's just flowing, and every day her curls will get a little bit looser, so by the end of the week she'll have a fuller, kind of looser style.
Okay, so you can even twist out Sisterlocks now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so now ladies, I want to talk to you about how this frees your lifestyle, because it's like, biggest thing for me with natural hair is I don't want to work out because I'm gonna mess my hair up. So how has this helped your lifestyle?
It has helped my lifestyle tremendously. I have a very, very active life, working with young people, working on my job. I'm in ministry. I'm renovating a house, and I don't have a lot of time to spend on my hair. I don't have to figure out the right products for my hair anymore. I don't have to do anything at night if I don't want to. In the morning, I just take a shower, spritz, and go, and it is lovely.
That's awesome. And how about for you?
Having Sisterlocks is a new level of freedom for me. I mean, it's just so freeing. It doesn't take a lot to even do your hair. As I've said, I just put it up and just put one pin in it. Sisterlocks forever.
Yeah, I know. And you're cute, and you can run out the door, and it's not that same pressure.
We hear that word freedom a lot, which is why we're on a freedom tour this year to mark our 25th anniversary. But it's true, women just feel liberated from the things that have kind of kept us from getting involved in so many things.
And living your best life, like really, hair is a big thing when you are a natural woman. So tell us.